Hi. Okay, let me explain why this video is in English. You guys already know the today's topic, and I also created the time frame here or here, I don't know. And I found it difficult to find a good Vietnamese version for the part called The Rise of Romanticism in Love. Sự trỗi dậy của chủ nghĩa lãng mạn trong tình yêu. So I think the rise of romanticism in love is a better one. And I think why don't I try to making two videos in two different languages to compare the results to plan for content in the future. I have recorded this video many times and many places like park, classroom, teachers meeting room, etc. And now I'm back to no, I'm not back. Hope this will be the last time. So now hope you enjoy it. First of all, Romanticism was a movement that arose in English in the late 18th to mid-19th centuries against the unstoppable growth of capitalism and the idea of classicism in general. It emphasizes the importance of emotional sensitivity and individual subjectivity, developing with many variations in many fields such as philosophy, literature, art, and architecture. Romanticism still retains its characteristic attitudes, such as the appreciation of beauty of the nature, the importance of intuitions and emotions rather than logical thinking, the conception of imagination as a gateway to transcendental experience and spiritual truth, the perception of the artist as a free creator instead of one who abides the traditional rules and requirements. Besides the remarkable achievements of Romanticism in many areas, it is impossible not to mention its influence on human relations, especially love relationships. The romantic ideology in love, similar to the common features of Romanticism, emphasizes the feelings and harmony of two people without taking into account their cultural, environmental, or financial factors. It advocates that sex is a result that only comes from love, and marriage is the crystallization of that love, in which two people need to spend their whole lives together and feel each other's loneliness. Finding and choosing a life partner is to let yourself be guided by your emotions instead of considering the reality of finances, the environment they grown up and lived, etc. A successful love, according to Romanticism, is when two lovers need to intuitively and fully understand each other, even they don't need to say what they want and want to say. Having a crush on someone else is extremely wrong. Two lovers should spend time together and connect with each other as much as possible. Loving each other is accepting all sides, both good and bad sides. So I think you guys have already heard or encountered the above perspective somewhere. We easily find them in the media, especially social media. One of the most famous lines in TikTok was, if he wanted to, he would. So we don't need to say what we need. If they love us, they will know how to do. In Vietnam, there's also a trend, nếu anh chấp nhận em trong bộ dạng A thì anh sẽ có được em trong bộ dạng B. If you accept me in version A, you will get me in version B. Usually A is an imperfect and messy look, while version B is a shimmering and beautiful one. At first, we'll think this is a trade-off game, but deep down it is a high demand about accepting all good and bad sides of the person. Besides, artworks, music, movies, or books also romanticize love. We can find them everywhere. Twilight, Doctor Who, Scholar Who Walks the Night, Beauty and the Beast, Treasure, Summertime Sadness. Romanticism is a form of the idea of ideal love, but it also receives critical opinions because the ideal itself is impossibly improbable. There are two features of romantic ideology in love that are considered inappropriate and unrealistic. Firstly, is the requirement to understand each other intuitively and comprehensively. The second is finding and choosing a life partner based on feelings without taking into account the relevant factors in psychology. Many researches and studies have shown that environmental factors such as upbringing, culture, geographic location, and life experiences greatly influence our personalities. A child raised in a harmonic atmosphere may have more optimistic and calm outlook, and a child living in a tumultuous family, on the other hand, may be more likely to acquire violence or other negative tendencies. One of the most obvious types of research is about twins raised in two different environments that lead to their different outlooks, behaviors, or personalities. The French philosopher Alain de Botton, the author of The Course of Love, strongly criticizes romanticism when it's applied in love. In the article How Romanticism Ruined Love, he said, Romanticism has been a disaster for our relationships. We deserve sympathy. We, surrounded by a culture that offers a well-meaning but fatally skewed ideal of how relationships might function. We're trying to apply a very unhelpful script to a highly tricky task. Ideology of romanticism gives everyone the opportunity to make unreasonable demands on their lovers. They, especially women, don't want to be proactive and believe that if he wants, he'll text, call, or do something like that, ignoring the fact that the way they love is affected by unresolved childhood trauma. Psychologists suggest that people should consider environmental factors, especially learn about them so that we can understand intuitively about our partner. Open communication is also one of the most important things in love in particular and in every relationship in general. To help us understand each other better rather than staying silent in the hope that they will know. Since we are raised and grown up differently and have various ways of expressing love, this expectation can put pressure on the lover and unnecessary misunderstandings between the two. Alain de Botton also emphasized discussing money early on upfront in a serious way is not a betrayal of love, and we need to make immense and often rather artificial sounding efforts to understand one another. That intuition can get us where we need to go. In conclusion, it can't be denied that Romanticism has some pretty interesting ideas in which loyalty is one of the good things to learn. However, there's no common advice that works for everyone. So Look at your relationships and consider other ideas, not just Romanticism. Romanticism has never disappeared. It has been quietly flowing all the time. But now it is on the rise, especially in love. There are also many concepts about love. You can check out the video of Oli Sanvia, a pretty cute girl, to understand more about them. Besides, some interesting books about love that you can read to diversify your views are All About Love by Hook, All Love of Linda Bolton, or Being in Love by Osho. So, that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching it, and I'm glad to know your perspectives about love. Please comment below to share. Love you. Peace. Bye. Bạn Hà đã thích mệt rồi.